everywhere. Hello. And it looks like we live everywhere. Today is a really important topic. Today, I'm going to talk about why people are not landing as many tech job interviews as 2 years ago. This is literally something that came up in my conversation in the DMs. Somebody shared with me, like actually a senior engineer shared with me that they're not landing as many job interviews and um, why the job market is the way it is right now. What's going on? So today we're gonna rather do a little lesson on academy, how academy works, how it affects tech job market, and what more importantly, what you should do. This is what we're gonna do today. So, if it is the first time we connecting, my name is Eugene Berezing. I'm a coach in tech. Um, Say hello in the chat. And hey, listen, I don't know what's going on with LinkedIn. I don't know what's going on LinkedIn. But if you can, comment where you're watching me from. On desktop, you probably can comment just just fine. If you're watching me from the mobile app, it may not work as well. Like I people reported that they wanted to do comment, but they couldn't. So if you're watching me on the mobile phone, just react on my live stream. If it is resonating with you, react on my live stream and reshare my live stream with your network if you have trouble commenting, because again, like your net worth is really important. So let's jump into it. So first of all, to understand what's going on in the market, we need to understand how economy works, right? And I want to give you a really, really brief lesson um, on the economic cycles. So when it comes to economy, and it's really rough draft. So it's like I'm going to skip a lot of details for the time's sake, for simplicity's sake, so everybody is on the same page. So uh, economy normally there are cycles, right? There's expansion cycle in the economy when we have financial growth, where on the business side, on the corporation side, a lot of corporations are expanding. A lot of corporations are investing money in new projects. Um, and also tied to the credit ability or credit cycle too, when banks give money or borrow money for a very low percentage. So back in the days, like about 2 years ago, actually, I was working on a startup, or I was very close to the startup world, and there was a saying that money is free, or money was free. Why people were saying that? Because the percentage for the credit was very low. And also we had a worldwide pandemic going on. So a lot of money were traveling, like were investing in the economy, were pumped into economy and into businesses. And a lot of businesses uh, kind of weaved in that event into their like economic cycle, and they were specific projects where they were hiring software engineers specifically around what was going on in the world. So and like that is a part of expansion, economic expansion, when the economy expanding and there are more opportunities out there. Specifically for tech, we have never seen until recently like such a drastic contraction and such a drastic shift on the market as we've seen at the end of 2022, or at the in the middle of 2022 and 2023. So we've never seen anything like that. So until then, it was pretty much job seeker market, and if people position themselves correctly, they were able to land a job. So, and the other economic cycle is when economy is shrinking or contracting. So it's where, like, how we can see that, we can see that in the corporate world, where not high priority projects are being tabled or being canceled. We see a lot of layoffs. We see a lot of, if a lot of companies are shrinking down or trying to save as much money as possible. So this is contraction. This is economic cycle that cause contraction. Some people call it recession, but like this is another economic cycle. And also, when it comes to the credit, the borrowing power, banks normally increasing percentage, like the for the loan, for the credit. So money is no longer free, and companies are a little bit wiser about how they spend money. So um if you're just joining and you missed the first portion, like, please, like, after the live stream, go back and watch the beginning, because this is really important to understand how economic cycles are tied to tech job market. Another very important component to it is the law of supply and demand. Tech has never stopped. Tech is always in demand. We are very much relying on technology right now. We are very much relying on technology right now. And this is really important to understand. Watching me online, like on YouTube, or like today I decided to go on Instabook, or on Instabook, or LinkedIn, or on X or Twitter. So, like, technology is there. If tech job market would collapse completely, then we would see significant changes, like in our day-to-day technologies. The tech job the tech job market is here. But what's going on? The law of supply and demand. Now we have more software engineers on the market, versus, like, in the past, like, recruiters had to search for software engineers, and it was more of a challenge, because software engineers had more opportunities back then. But right now, it's more so, we have more talent on the market. So to illustrate it a little bit better for you, remember, like, a week ago, I was telling you, we were talking about algorithms and data structures. We were talking about using link code to prepare for your interview, whether, like, it is like, whether you should rely solely on link code to prepare for your interview. So, like, if you missed that, it is in my feature section. It is on my YouTube channel, and so go ahead and watch that. And I told you a little story how, like, four characters, like John, Olivia, Marcus, and Latoya were interviewing at a company, and Latoya got a job, right? So let's use the same characters, and each character represents an avatar of software developer, and that normally, like, is out there. So, and please let me know who resonates with you more. As you are listening to the story, please tell me who resonates with you more. And if you can, definitely drop me a hello in the chat. Drop me a hello in the comments. But again, if you're using mobile apps, sometimes there is a problem with the link in mobile apps. So you just react, like, put some heart, put some thumbs up, put some, like, light bulb emojis. So just to let me know that you hear me, just to let me know that it resonates with you. So let's jump into our characters. So John, and we're gonna compare, like, 2 years ago versus now, 2 years ago versus now, so you can understand clearly what's going on, and you can diagnose your problem a little bit better. Okay, so John, is an excellent software developer. His technical skills are unmatched. He is genius. The problem with John, 2 years ago, John was able to land opportunities mainly leveraging job boards such as Dice and Indeed, which is still like, it is a tool to land a job. I'm not knocking them off. But he was able to land like he was land like he at his abilities, I would say he could do so much better. He could do so much better 2 years ago, but because the demand was really high, he didn't know what was available to him because he didn't show up. His LinkedIn profile, for example, is not super optimized. Like, this is very, like, everything is very minimal. And John would use his LinkedIn profile only as a digital resume, and like, not he was not keen to connecting with people. He was not keen on participating on LinkedIn as a professional social media. So, but like 2 years ago, he was able to land a job because again, and at his tech skills, at his skill set and experience, he's a very experienced developer. He could have landed way better opportunities, way better opportunities. But because like he works with what he thinks he had, like he land these opportunities, but he could have done better. Now, in 2023, now John is experiencing trouble landing interviews, landing like pretty much landing recruiters pipeline. So nobody's calling John, or like the calls or reach outs are very rare, and doesn't happen very often. And John is leveraging applying online a lot, but his resume is not always gets reviewed by a recruiter, because either because there's simply like way too many applicants, or like it's just getting lost somewhere in the process. So that's John right now. 2 years ago, it was not a problem for John. I mean, it was, but it wasn't like as vivid. But right now, it is a problem because, again, like, he is just another software engineer. Like, for the tech job market, what's going on out there? He's just another developer, just another developer, not marketing, not putting content out there, not optimize LinkedIn average. Well, resume is not really your problem though, because even with the average resume, you can let it like tech jobs. So like that's normally not that's normally not a huge problem. Normally not a huge problem. So let's move to another character, Olivia. So Olivia, like if you missed my video like a week ago, I like Olivia. Olivia is a sweetheart. So Olivia 2 years ago, she was like she had trouble landing a job in tech because she was new, because she was way too junior, but she was able to land a job. It was a struggle though. She networked. She had an okay LinkedIn profile. She tried to connect with recruiters like other software developers. She tried her best to network, but like 2 years ago, she was able to land a job, like okay, but it was mainly due to lack of experience. The problem with Olivia got comfortable 2 years ago when she landed a job. She good opportunity. She's an amazing developer, but she got comfortable and she stopped networking. So she stopped participating on LinkedIn. Her network went stale because, listen, like networking, not building community. It's building community. Networking is an active. It is an active sport, right? You have to show up for your network. You have to like post content. You have to participate in discussions. Like, this is like and your network should be active. Your network is an active activity. Yeah, it is an activity, and you should be active with your network. But she got comfortable. She got perfectly comfortable at her job. She had a problem with promotion because, again, she got comfortable, like, and nobody would see her. And it's understandable because it took a lot to get that job, and she wanted to take a little bit of break and kind of like exhale for a little bit. But here's the thing though, um Right now in 2023, she had a terrible job. She had a terrible time landing a job because, in comparison to John, when recruiter lands on her resume, for example, on the job board, on her LinkedIn profile, she is a mid-level engineer, but she doesn't have that many years of experience as John. And right now, she hasn't been networking with her network. She was like people forgot about her, so basically she has to start from scratch. And this is a very common denominator in software developers. Software developers get comfortable where they're at and they stop networking, because you can see more junior people, like they might be posting videos or they might be participating in community, but when they get a job, so I'm done. I'm done posting content. I'm done like leveraging my LinkedIn. I'm done connected with people. I'm comfortable. I need to focus on a job. And this is like this is a wrong approach. This is a wrong approach. So, and of course, Olivia is having a really difficult time landing her job because she doesn't have enough. Like both Olivia and John, they don't have executive presence almost at all. They don't communicate their value. They don't post anything. They don't show up for their personal branding is very minimal. So, but let's go to Marcus. So Marcus 2 years ago, like he had everything job under the sun with Amazon, with Google, you name it, with Netflix. He is a little bit overly confident and a little bit arrogant. Well, not a little bit, like a lot of arrogant. He is very arrogant, but because he thinks that he is like, listen, he thinks that he is the shit. And his like he posts once in a while, like out of his grace on LinkedIn, maybe like, I don't know, once a month or twice a month or something like that. So, because he decided to bless us with his content, with his short posts, normally it's something smart, normally it's something, like, sometimes it is valuable, sometimes it is not. So sometimes he would just jump back to like good old algorithms and data structures advice that you can read everywhere. But the problem with Marcus is that um, the lack of self awareness and the lack of self awareness. Uh, I feel seen. Thank you. So the lack of self awareness. So and it's and the lack of humility, because like yes, Marcus is an amazing engineer. He is an amazing engineer. If he was a little bit more humble, if he was a little bit more down to earth and a little bit more personable, less toxic, maybe, I don't know, he would be okay. And also, like for Marcus, it's like he thinks that his resume speaks louder than he does. He thinks that his resume speaks louder than he does. See, but just because you have a Google on your resume or Amazon or whatever it is, uh, it's not a proof of your executive presence. It's a step of approval that you have the technical skills. Yes, and you like it's a resume builder. It's a plus. But on top of that, you have to bring your personality. You have to bring your people skills. You have to bring something on top of that. And problem with Marcus, it's just like he would either he would not know how to talk to recruiters, and like he would talk like like they would be lucky to have him, but and the lack of humility and the lack of self-awareness, and again, and that is a problem with executive presence for him, because like if he fixes that and if he shares his perspective publicly, he would be absolutely an amazing asset in the community. So let's talk to let's talk, let's look take a look at Latoya. Latoya, in a week ago, right? She got a job. So Latoya, 2 years ago, Latoya was not on the market. She was not looking for a job. She landed a job, great startup, um, great pay. She absolutely took advantage of the economy, but of the expansion in the economy, and she took like and she was able to score really, really high salary in the startup world. She is amazing, and like it's not a small startup. It was not a small startup. It was like decent sized startup, but what Latoya was doing, Latoya kept networking. Latoya kept posting content. Latoya kept her LinkedIn profile up to date and highly optimized. And also, like her executive, like she was demonstrating her executive presence everywhere on her LinkedIn profile, on her resume. Again, resume is not really your problem, but also in her content she was contributing to a community. And when very lucrative opportunities would arrive on the job market, she was able to secure them. She was able to snatch them up and secure them. Why? Because recruiters often would tell her, like, "Hey, I see you always showing up online. I see you always, I see you always active in the community." So, but this is like this is it. This is it. And in 2023, she did not have a problem landing a new job after a layoff because she didn't have to get ready. She didn't have to get ready. She was ready. She stayed ready. Her network was warm. People knew about her. People were aware of what she's doing. And yes, tough tech job market. Yes, it took a little bit longer than it normally would um, for her to land a job. But also, Latoya was able to, like before that, Latoya was able to also um, transition from one specialty, tech specialty. She was a cybersecurity engineer to iOS developer because she liked iOS without sacrificing her title. She didn't have to start from the beginning, from junior. And she also incorporated her technical skills from cybersecurity because, like, now she is an expert in mobile cybersecurity. And she brings her knowledge into mobile world, into iOS world. But you see, like, let me come back here. A lot of developers, a lot of developers who are experiencing harder time landing a job right now, for like we have supply and demand, the competition is a little bit higher for sure, yes, but also how do you network, how do you show up? Because from now on, and especially how tech job market and tech is evolving and moving forward, just sitting here and waiting for your perfect opportunity to fall into your lap is no longer an option. It was an option 2 years ago, maybe. Like John was able to land a job without really trying that hard, like just applying for a few jobs or having his resume on the job board. Yes, like that, and it was available for him. But right now, like it is not. This is not it. And yes, listen, listen. I see signs that economy starts to expand, back to expansion, right? I see more opportunities on the job market, which is a good thing. But again, but again, but again, if you are not active, if you're not intentional about your career, if you're not intentional about how you market yourself, if you're not intentional, you will leave a lot of money on the table. You will leave a lot of money on the table. And in like if you want to make career moves like promotions, starting a new position, dealing with the more challenging tech tech assignments in 2024, next year, you have to act now. You can't wait until something happens. A lot of people say, oh, I will wait until, I don't know, I get a job, then I will invest in my career development. When you get a job, you're gonna get, you like Olivia, you're gonna get comfortable again, and you're gonna forget about it because you get a job. Like, well, like, do I really need to invest in myself because I kind of have a job? But when another tech emergency happens, like, you won't have the tools. And also, in order to move forward, sometimes it is absolutely instrumental for you to like say yes to yourself and be intentional about your career moves and be intentional about your personal development, because personal development doesn't end at your technical skills. It doesn't. Personal development doesn't end at your resume, at your LinkedIn profile. It doesn't. Personal development doesn't end at your next course that you're learning to sharpen your technical skills. It doesn't. You have to be intentional. You have to invest in your leadership skills. You have to invest in your personal branding so people can recognize you. You have to invest in your networking. You have to invest in those skills that you might not consider as important, but also like hiring. Like, you're a business of one, right? You're a service provider, and other businesses see you like they wanna get a service out of you, right? Let other businesses see you. Start acting as a business of one. Start acting as a service provider, because when you do act as a service provider, you start thinking about your positioning differently. You are not an employee, you're a service provider. And as a service provider, you need to brand yourself. You need to bring awareness of yourself. You need to make your network to be aware of you, that you are the subject matter expert, that you have expertise in your field. This is a money making activity for sure. So I have a little bit of time for Q&A. Um, let me know in the chat, in the comments, what questions you have. And listen, if you miss the beginning, like, definitely go and rewatch. We talk about economy, how economy affects tech job market, and why we have such a strong effect in the job market here recently. And also, we were talking about different profiles. And if you have trouble commenting for my live stream, I would appreciate if you shared, if you react, or even if you go back to the event and just like drop a comment after. I will return to your comments, because LinkedIn is having trouble with comments. So yeah. And also, I I invite you to my coaching program for software developers, Career Legacy, where I teach software developers, iOS developers, front end developers, back end developers, cybersecurity professionals, to really put yourself on the map, to really stand out, to really position yourself as a leader, create that legacy, like, to be known for what you do. Because with that legacy, when you have that personal branding, when you have that career legacy, when you are known for what you do, then you can leverage that legacy. You can leverage that legacy however you want. If you want to land another tech job opportunity, you can. You want to go to leadership, you can, because you are known for what you do. You want to start a business in tech, you can. Like, look, I was able to do that because I have the legacy. Because I have the legacy. other software developers were also able to do that because they have a legacy. So okay, okay, I am considering pivoting to a content pipeline because what I'm doing isn't working. 200K applications since March. Any advice at all on how to get started and how to keep the momentum going once I do? Content creation is something fairly new to me and outside of writing myself. Excellent, excellent question, Cody. Thank you so much. So I think it is absolutely the right. It's absolutely the right move for you to start pivoting and start do leveraging content creation. This is and this is 100% true. So when you do that, it's really important to keep in mind you because your network is at different level of awareness of you and what problem you are solving. So you want to make your network to be aware of you. And when it comes to your content creation, so you basically unfold a story. So in each video, each post, like each carousel, you unfold the story and you make it like you make it connected. So let's say you might have a theme for a week, and you're unfolding that theme. And this is what I teach inside of Career Legacy, because like we have the whole portion, we have the whole module, how to leverage content creation and how to bring awareness. I spent at least at least a couple of coaching sessions, and then and then after that we are going back and we are making sure that my students fully understand the concept of different levels of awareness in their in their network, and also that they start building content. So, and also I'm like this is like it can be it's fairly simple, but like again, for people who are new to content creation, it can be a little bit overwhelming. And this is something that we're doing inside of my program, because this is what helped me to to really be the top of mind. In a way, I was that Latoya in a way. In a way. So, and it definitely like keeping your network warm, content creation, providing value. This is absolutely the key. Excellent question. Thank you so much. Any other questions? Any other questions? It can be related to content creation. It can be related to like networking. Any other questions? So, as we're wrapping up, um, if you're interested in my coaching program, where we also talk about content, so the you can grab the application link in the comments. You can message me if you have more questions. My DMs are absolutely open. And this is how I help software developers to put them on the map, to bring the awareness of their network and start creating strong pipelines. Because listen, it's not just about getting a job; it's about you creating your own legacy. It's about you to creating your own legacy, because getting a job is short-sighted goal. It's a short-term goal. You eventually you somehow you will get a job, but like you have to think about your future. You have to think about what is next, because like when job market is turns again and there are plenty of opportunities, then you like I bet you you're gonna leave a lot of money on the table, because you don't have the executive presence, because you're not positioning yourself at your best ability, because you're not showing as an expert, and you will snatch the first opportunity that falls into your lap and be happy with that, because you had a really unfruitful like a year or two when we had that recession, and I don't want that happen to you. And this is why you need to build your personal brand right now. And this is why it is important for you to be invested and be intentional about your technical skills, your personal brand right now. So thank you so much for your questions, for your participation. Amazing live stream. I will see you on Friday. And on Friday, I will share with you three important steps that will help you to be more visible in tech. So definitely come back on Friday, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I will talk to you then. All right. Bye, y'all.